What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Texas Honda channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Today we're going to be taking the 3.5-inch Supercharger pulley off, which pushes around 6.5 to 8.5 in that range. We're going to be taking that pulley off and replacing it with a 3.0, which is a 3-inch lightweight 3-ribbed pulley. I believe we can still use the same 3PK1220 belt. I think the alternate part number is 480K3. I believe we can still use that belt, which that's the belt that we have on here right now. So basically we'll loosen the tensioner up, pull the belt off, take the whole supercharger out, which if you don't know how to do that, it's one 12mm bolt there, two there, one there, two there, and one over there. Those are all 12mm nuts. And then we'll remove the cable, the fuel return, and the fuel line that goes into the rail. Disconnect the connectors, map sensor, which is over here. As you can see, this is just a dummy map sensor to plug the hole. This is where the map sensor is currently at. So we'll go ahead and remove the supercharger out of the way, take it off of the car, then we will impact the bolt off of the supercharger and we'll install the new pulley. There will be a link in the description for this pulley. And if you guys didn't see in my last video, Maxpeedingrods is officially sponsoring the channel along with Racing Additives. So we are going to be giving these rods away for Maxpeeding D16 rods. They're 4 forged rods. They are notch. You have to notch the block for these, but there will be a contest giveaway, so definitely stay tuned to the channel for that. But I'm going to go ahead and get to pulling the supercharger off. So sit tight. Alright, so I got the Jackson Racing Supercharger off. Now we're just going to remove the pulley. Now they do have this nut back here. I don't have a wrench that big, but the vice strips fit it perfectly, so we'll be able to hold it still there. I'll just be using my cheap Harbor Freight Impact, an 18mm bolt right here. I don't know if it's reverse thread or not, so we're going to find out. But yeah, I'm also going to be putting some BESTLINE right here into the supercharger to help with the cooling, because BESTLINE does fight heat and friction, so that'll help prolong the life of the supercharger. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this pulley off. Okay, that was definitely a lot easier than I expected it to be. So now we're going to look, and it might be hard for you to read. Let me try to get it where you can see it. JR for Jackson Racing 3.4. That's how you know it's a 3.4-inch pulley. And as you can see, it is considerably different in size. This was a 4-rib, and this is a 3-rib, so that's better because my setup has a 3-rib belt already. So this 4-rib, it would always slip over on teeth. So this should keep it from belt slipping. I'm going to use some of BESTLINE's no squeak formula, put it on there, that way it can lube up and slide on a little easier. There we go. Now we're just going to torque this thing down. Alright, so everything's looking good. I really like how that looks on there. Alright, so I drained some of the oil out. This just recently had an oil change on the Supercharger. So now that we got the new pulley, I'm going to go ahead and add some Racing Additives engine treatment, formerly known as BESTLINE Racing. It's the same product with just a different name, but this is compatible with the Supercharger. I already contacted BESTLINE prior to doing this, and they said it'll work perfectly in it, and it'll reduce friction and heat. And as you know, Superchargers get nice and hot. So this is just an extra thing to keep it going for even longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some into the Supercharger. Well, there it is, new pulley's on. Got some BESTLINE in it, so it'll be nice and protected. If you guys are interested in getting some of the BESTLINE engine treatment, there will be a link in the description with a 20% off coupon code. Use code DGUY20 to get 20% off of your purchase. You can also use it in your normal oil, in your car, your truck, your lawnmower. The stuff is amazing, and we're gonna do a video on this lubricity tester right here to prove how amazing it really is. But now it's ready to be installed back in the car. Alright, so it's all back together. The belt fit on it still perfectly. I just had to add more tension than normal, but it's nice and tight. Everything's connected. I re-topped off the coolant and everything's good to go. So now we'll start it up, give it a couple little revs, make sure everything's good, and then we'll go take it for a spin and see if I hit boost cut. Right now I don't have my Honda map sensor on. I'm waiting on it. Right now it's on its way from Amazon. So it's a factory map sensor. It only can see up to like 9.9, basically 10 pounds. So if it goes over 10, it'll basically just fall on its face as a safe mode that Michael, my tuner, installed. If anyone's interested in tunes from him, his information will be in the description. It's in the description of all my videos. He really knows his stuff when it comes to tuning. So, but looks good on there. Basically just gonna start it up now. Alright, everything looks good on air fuel ratios and it's running pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and set the GoPro up here and take it out for a spin and see what the boost hits. So there it is, runs a lot better. As you've seen, we're hitting 10 psi, which is the limit for the factory map sensor. We had to add like 6 to 7% of fuel because while the Supercharger was off, I decided to port it a little bit. There's casting imperfections inside the manifold. I just kind of cleaned those up, and as a result, we have more airflow coming in. So now we had to compensate it by adding more fuel. But it runs really good, and I'm really happy with it. So Supercharger pulley definitely helped. If we put more tension on it, we can get more boost out of it, because right now it's just kind of belt slipping a little bit, which is to be expected without having a ton of tension on it. But I'm happy with it. Michael wants me to get my Honda 4-bar map sensor on. That way we can adjust anything above 10 psi. Then we're going to be throwing the Speed Factory Street Savage race cam in, and the BC valve springs and retainers, and then we have to retune it again with the AEM cam gear on and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a monster when it's done. Last time at the track it ran a 13.82 at 6.5 to 8.5 psi. It was in that little curve. This thing doesn't like boost spike, but it'll curve, it'll go up, and then at certain RPMs it'll drop a little bit. I don't know why. There's no boost leaks, there's no leaks, but it's just the way it does. But it runs awesome. The only thing that sucks is the long gear transmission. If you notice, when I shifted into second, the RPMs dropped down to like 4,500. That's the only big downfall with these long gears, but the cam should help that, and it's running really good on E85, so can't wait to get this back at the track and see what it's running. But I don't want to go back to the track until we get the rest of the stuff done and retuned. But it's running awesome, so I'm happy with it. Huge shout out to Michael for his awesome tuning that he does. If you guys are interested in that, his information's in the description in most of my videos, so just check out the bottom description of my videos and you should be able to get a hold of Mike if you guys need a tune. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I just wanted to get this video done, let you guys see how it's running and putting the Supercharger pulley on. So I'm really happy with it, and there's more to come. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. But I'll see you guys in the next one. As I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.